And now to a developing story out of Corpus Christi City Hall. We expect the City Council to vote on the future of a proposed youth sports complex. Our Brian Burns has been at City Hall all day and joins us now live with the latest. Brian.
Well, Mackenzie, the news is Council decided to table action on the SQH Sports Complex that is proposed to be built along Crosstown Expressway out by the city landfill. Apparently, over the last 5 years that the plan has been in play or being considered by the council, enough changes in city staff and council members have led to misunderstandings and miscommunication about the project, the sponsors of the project, the developers, and where we go from here. So today, after 2 hours of questions and answers, the council decided to table the entire proposal and any action on the proposal for a sports complex until the 28th of this month. That will be during a council meeting, and they'll try to decide then whether or not to move forward with this 203-acre proposal. And just so you know, just as a reminder, once completed, the complex expected to include 8 baseball fields, 6 soccer fields, 12 outdoor volleyball sand fields, and an 80,000 square foot gym that can facilitate 7 basketball games or 14 volleyball games. So a major sports complex if it's approved by council and they move forward with the project. Again, we won't have any action for at least the next 2 weeks. Live from City Hall, Brian Burns, 3 News. Mackenzie?
All right, thank you, Brian.